What are we going with?
Bro,
Recency
please,
bias.
man.
Recency bias versus.
This is lose-lose. I can't lie. This one here is lose-lose. You've
What,
set us
Champions
up with this.
League?
I can't lie.
We're gonna see him on the big stage. Wow, I can't
What's
wait
his
for
Champions
that.
League? Like, as in, he's in the Champions League or like?
Listen, if flops when he has a tattoo that says talent ain't enough, right? Then that guy, like, China.
It's tight, but I think they'll be around the same. Like, I think it'll be. I think
No,
they'll be.
no sitting on fences. No sitting on fences. Yo, what is everyone saying? Welcome back to another episode of the Total 90 Pod. Today we're going to be doing an in 3 years time stocks investing video. Those with eagle eyes may have noticed, for the first time in a long time, we've got an unchanged starting lineup to the panel. But I'll be more than happy to introduce these guys for you once again. Because for weeks, this guy had the biggest smile on his face despite his team not winning in 5 straight matches, 5 straight L's in fact. He told us he doesn't see what Xhaka brings to a team. Well, I hope after last night he feels somewhat enlightened. Ali, how are you feeling today, mate?
I'm feeling good, man. You know what I mean? Not going to dwell on last night's results too much, but just want to remind everyone that we will be back. We won't be down for long.
Is it annoying for you that Arsenal keep on packing you in consistently now for the last few years?
Nah, we had our share fun. Ask Arsene Wenger. He'll tell you a couple of stories there, but you know what I mean? Everyone gets their time in the sunshine.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but fairs. Next up, after a man of the match level performance last week with his Bellingham book and the Rashford strays, we had to bring him back. He spent weeks and weeks praying for a Mudryk dagger. Well, sadly, all he got was Mudryk crying on IG about lasers going in his eyes. Yaz, how are you feeling today, mate?
I'm feeling good, the lasers were a bunch of cheats. I think the Premier League should take notice, ban them, maybe point deduction. And Mudryk also cooked Ben White for 1 second, so I left with something, you know, just a little something.
I seem to remember you celebrating when lasers were being shined and Mo Salah missed the penalty. You didn't really mind the lasers then, but now suddenly the lasers are
I'm not
an issue. That's
a fan of lasers
Okay.
at all. I just celebrated Salah's downfall.
Fairs. Well, I'm not a fan of any of your players, but there we go. Lastly, I've been asking everyone how they feel. I don't know how this guy feels because his favourite team won, his favourite team also lost. United played Aston Villa. His least favourite player scored the winner, so he must have been fuming. And his other favourite player, Casemiro, dropped another howler. So, Mav, I don't know how to weigh up things. How are you feeling after United beat Aston Villa?
I'll be honest. I actually didn't watch the game. I was not able to.
Wait, so your two best teams, you're not. Wow. Note this one down already, guys. But fair enough. Carry on.
I wasn't able to watch the game. You know, money talks. You know, money problems. Had to make money, you know, so I can't actually comment on Casemiro's performance. To be honest, he has been very, very mid of late. I am not going to lie about that though.
Very interesting. Well, anyway, it's been a long time since we did one of these ones. So basically, we are investing our stocks in players for 3 years time. So we're going to decide how highly they're going to be rated in 3 years. So I'm going to go through an entire 11 minus the goalkeeper. I don't care about goalkeepers like that. I'm sorry. We're going to go through each position. I'm going to give 2 names. We're going to put ourselves on this scale below us on where we think or which player we think will be highly rated more so than the other one. It's very straightforward. Then we come back each year and review which ones were howlers, who's going broke, who's going to be making money off their stocks. And previously we did attacking video. We did a midfielders video as well. So today we're going to have 3 centre backs, but it's going to be a whole 11. You'll get it anyway. Last thing before I bring the first matchup, because we're in May, the Premier League's obviously coming to an end and whatnot. It's going to be a PL specific video because there's literally, as I've started recording, there's a Bellingham announcement and stuff. So in August, what we'll do is a whole new one based on the players that have transferred. So these 10 matchups are mostly players that should be at the same club. Anyway, first and foremost, it is pertinent to yesterday. We have William Saliba versus Wesley Fofana. Is obviously one that, you know, caused a lot of controversy when I tweeted it out about a year or so ago. Fofana was getting a lot of love. I was getting cooked because I was supporting my boy Saliba. I'm going to start with Ali. How did you feel about Fofana yesterday?
I think he played all right. I think he's not at fault for any of the goals. I don't think he could have done anything to stop or change the result. You know what I mean? There's problems elsewhere that are causing big issues. So I don't think I can speak too much on Fofana's performance.
Okay, and overall though, what are you telling me for 3 years' time? Are you saying that you're hearing his thing? Like, are you fully all
In 3 years'
Fofana?
time, he'll be a world-class centre-back, a world-class defender.
Will Saliba
For
be
sure. I think so. I don't hope so, but I think so. And
So who are you saying is going to be higher rated in 3 years then?
It's tight, but I think they'll be around the same. Like, I think it'll be. I think
no-
they'll be.
No sitting on fences. No sitting on fences.
No,
Not on the
I feel like
first
there'll
one.
be, you know, John Terry Ferdinand kind of thing, where it's like some people might prefer one, some people might prefer the other, but they're the same caliber of centre backs.
So
That-
when we
that is some
factor in
serious
his
fence sitting, by the way.
yeah when we factor in his
Insane.
Arsenal hate, yeah, that means we know that deep down it's Saliba, because he's had to take into account the fact that he hates Arsenal and he's still put it level. So had he used maybe like a clear conscience, I think he's shifting towards Saliba. But we'll let him have.
We haven't
his
even
fence
seen. We
sitting
haven't
now.
even seen a full season from Saliba. Let's rein it in a bit.
I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
Have we
I've seen
seen a
enough.
full
I
season
haven't.
from Fofana before? Because he's injury
If you
prone
add it-
as
if you
hell,
add it
man,
all
I
up,
can't
you
lie.
have.
Have we seen a full season from him either? To be
It's a
honest,
If
fascinating
you add it
question.
all up, if you add all of his seasons up, it comes up to maybe about a full season or so, and there's some very good performances
across
in there.
about 10 years.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I've
that's
seen him
a
get
joke.
dragged by the ear at the Emirates quite a lot as well. So fair enough, man. Yaz, your thoughts on this one? Because Ali's yet to give us a real answer. We gotta go. You can be 50-50, but just I want 51-49 as a minimum towards one direction. So Yaz, what are you telling me?
They're both world class, like potential center backs. They were both like coming through the same academy, and it'll be a debate for the next decade, really. If Fofana injury record just stays calm. I'm an Arsenal hater, right? You know that. But the season I saw from Saliba in Ligue 1 when he was on loan at Marseille, and how he won Young Player of the Year on loan, I think I'm gonna edge it towards Saliba a bit more. But as Ali said, they both have the same ceiling, in my opinion.
Yeah, ceiling, schmealing. Mav, what are you telling me, pal?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I can't lie. Now, I'm not going to sit on the fence, but I am going to be relatively even. I think the issue is, as I mentioned and made a little kind of jibe at a second ago, is that with Fofana's injury record and with the fact that he's got Pringle hamstrings, it seems, I just think that
He tried to come off like 3 times yesterday, even.
yeah, if we're going across a 3-year season, can I expect him to stay fit? From what I've seen, I'm gonna have to say that Saliba will probably stay fit. Fofana might not. So the one that's probably going to reach their potential is Saliba. So I'm going to edge towards him for that reason. If Chelsea turn it around, Fofana might look far better.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go. What do you mean? Yeah, maybe if they turn it around, brother.
Fofana will challenge for
You might be in the
Fofana
Championship,
will
so you might wanna
win.
settle
He
down a
will
little
win a
bit
Premier
this
League
rate.
title at
Jesus.
Chelsea.
Jesus,
Nah.
He's going to be fighting Middlesbrough and that in
I'm
Champions
scrapping
League.
it.
your legend Lampard can't even get a win. Jesus.
I'm scrapping it. I'm putting my chips on Fofana.
Yeah.
I don't like all of this. This if.
Oh,
I'm putting all my chips
All
on
right, so
Fofana.
now you're moving.
Okay.
Finally,
I'm
he's
60-40,
finally moving.
60-40 in favour of Saliba for me.
Alright, well I'm going 85-15. Yes, put me linking up with Saliba, like just for having a chat there in all the way on that side, because yeah, it's gonna be scary hours. Even when Fofana's played, he was fully fit when Martinelli ragdolled him. He was fit yesterday when he got torn to pieces by. We can put any winger, and I can't lie. He comes to Emirates, he gets scared, bro, and being a scared centre back, it's concerning. He tried to come off a lot of times as well, which is
He was barbecue
it's
chicken
intriguing.
against Vinny as well, by the way. Absolute barbecue
Yeah,
chicken.
so,
I know
you
it's
know,
Vinny,
I have
but
to- I have
he
to
was-
ask questions.
He was
Yeah.
cooked differently.
Yeah, so
my God.
I'll go 85-15 towards Saliba. Like, I do rate Fofana, obviously, I do rate him, but I didn't like how I was being clowned for saying that Saliba is going to be better than Fofana, and that's why I have to go heavy with my Arsenal player. But nevertheless, that's the first centre back. We got another one. We got 3 centre back pairings here. The next one is Christian Romero
Oh my God.
versus
There we go.
Bella-Kotchap, Southampton.
Ooh.
This one, he could potentially move. He could potentially move. So, but it's a tricky one because I wanted to put someone that obviously hasn't really been spoken about a lot because he's been injured for quite a few months. So it's a question of if you want to use recency bias or if you want to believe match of the day and Premier League team of the season that Romero is meant to be like good or something. I've used Bella-Kotchap here to highlight just how much I don't think Romero should be ever spoken about as a top 3 Prem CB like I had to hear for a long time. Bella-Kotchap is going to get relegated, and I believe he's better than Christian Romero. So I will be going with Bella-Kotchap. Not all the way, because I don't know what's going to happen in the summer, right? If he goes to some bum team, it might get a bit techie. But I'm going to go like 75-25. I don't believe Romero is a fantastic centre-back. So that's me.
I think for me it's an easy one. I can't lie to you. Romero is still a good centre back. It's not like he's some sort of bum. He is error prone. He is reckless, rash. I agree, especially recently. Like since Conte was on the edge, got sacked, and after he's just been diving into reckless challenges and getting away with it somehow. But I still think
only
Romero...
after Conte got sacked. I've been
No.
I
said Conte was on the edge and he got sacked and beyond. So there you go.
Okay, I think he was from day one, but fairs. That's okay, Karen.
I've rated Romero before Spurs when he was at Atalanta. So I'm gonna go with Romero. Bella-Kotchap is still young, error prone. I'm gonna go like 70-30 Romero. That one.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. Ali, you joining your Chelsea boy there, or?
Yeah, no, I am joining on that one, like 70-30, 75-25, because I think, Bella-Kotchap is good, but at this age, you don't know kind of what could happen. There's a lot more that's still kind of ambiguous as compared to Romero. I feel like Romero is just going to get a little bit better each year because he's a bit more experienced. I think he's going to be clear of him at that time. But, you know what I mean? If you extend that time, you never know where it could go. But in 3 years, I'll still give it to Romero.
I can't lie. It's purely based on the club they go to next, but we'll see. Mav, your thoughts on that one?
I can't lie. This is a clean sweep, but I don't even know how this is one of the options. I'll be so real.
This is what I love. This is what I love.
Look, at the end of the day, I understand it. Agendas have to agenda sometimes. I feel it. And I've always been in the camp when guys were trying to tell me that Romero was like top 3 in the Prem. I've never got on board with that. I always thought people were crazy, specifically Alfie. Obviously Spurs prop. But no. At the end of the day, he's much better than Bella-Kotchap. And
don't worry.
And I still think he's a good defender. Again, 75-25, 70-30, wherever you want to put it. Clean sweep, easy.
Fairs. Like I said, my only concern is the next club, because if I see Bella-Kotchap at a top 8 club even, I'm 100% quadrupling down on this one. I'm very, very comfortable on that. But like I said, in these videos, there's always those ones where, like Mav just said, I don't know why this is a matchup, but then we look at it in a year's time and suddenly it's like, whoa, that's a bit cheeky. Remember Grealish versus Foden, 99 versus 1%? It's looking a bit cheeky now. That's what I'm going to say. But I'll move on to the last of the centre-back pairings. Well, these are left centre-back / they can play left-back as well. We have Licha Dabucha, Lisandro Martinez versus Nathan Ake. 3 years time. I'll let that one sink in for a few seconds and have a think about that. Ake versus Licha Dabucha Martinez. Mav, you want to kick us off on that one? As a Licha fan, of course.
Oh, this is tough because I have to I have to be smart here, and I have to face the reality that Ake plays for arguably one of the best Prem teams in Prem history, right, in terms of their domination of the Prem for a long time, under one of the best managers to ever be in football as well, in Pep. So that, no matter what, is always going to have people's opinions swayed. What I'm going to believe and what the general are going to believe are going to be two very different things.
You tell us what you believe.
I know, but I'm just saying, what I believe and what the general believe on this are going to be two very different things, of course. One of those centre-backs that pre this season, and Nathan Ake was considered not that great by a lot of people. And now all of a sudden this season, again, it's like, oh, he's unbelievable. But I think Licha put in Ake's position isn't too dissimilar, in my honest opinion. And Ake in Man United's team, I don't know, man. I'm not too sure on that one. I'm gonna go 60-40 on Licha.
Ooh, blimey. Yaz, your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna go the opposite way. I can't lie. I'm gonna go 60-40 Ake. With your statement saying that Licha, Ake and United's team, you wouldn't be sure how it performed. If you look at Ake at the World Cup, he was the best Dutch centre back out of the three, easily.
Factos.
So
I mean,
don't
not
see,
hard really, is it, when the centre backs he's playing against? But sure.
I mean, he's playing with
Van
Van
Dijk,
Dijk,
like-
the left.
Sure, because again, he's gone back into a team with good centre backs, and he's the worst of the three when he plays. But fair.
Ake is he's the thing with City is there is no important player. They can sell and buy someone immediately, right?
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
you can't use that as
Okay.
an argument, right?
So
I hear that, I hear that.
yeah, apparently not, but you can use it the other way around. Okay, so my question is he better than John Stones?
Is he better than John Stones this season? He's not better
any
than
season.
John Stones.
Any
John Stones
season.
any season. I mean, I
No
don't know. I
is
feel
the
like John
answer.
Stones is injury prone.
Yeah, was that season at Bournemouth
No
where
is the
John
answer.
Stones was a lot had a lot of
Ake,
injuries when
Ake at
Ake was
Bournemouth, yeah, was solid. Ake,
That was a great season.
yeah. In
Ruben
the
Diaz?
summer.
No is the answer.
But I don't get the point you're making here.
No.
What's this got to do with?
No, I'm just saying, like when he goes into a team with other good defenders, unlike against guys in
So basically what you're saying is that we
all having
rate him.
terrible seasons. So like I said, pre this season, nobody would be saying this about Ake. Let's not lie about it.
Okay.
You wouldn't.
Yeah,
Would
but
you?
what's,
Let's
like,
be
we're watching
honest
it
with
off
me.
this
You
season.
wouldn't.
No, obviously not. But we're not going to judge
absolutely.
Leach
So
off for the
is it-
season
no,
either.
but what I'm saying,
what
isn't
are you
it-
basing Leach off as
so-
well then? Because you weren't watching him at Ajax, were you?
I'm not. That's why I said it's going to be close, but I think Leacher will be above. But anyway, I'm just combating the points that obviously Yaz is making. It's just very funny that people are very, very quick to flip flop between whether a player is good or not. They're in a great team, you know.
I'm not basing it off results alone. I'm not basing it off system alone. You watch Ake, the way he engages in tackles, wins the ball. You can tell he's a good centre back. And then to the point, Leacher does have Champions League Varane next to him and the best DM in the world, Casemiro, in front of him.
Ever in the world. Yeah.
Why does he tend to struggle really with United?
It's a good point. And the best left back, obviously, in the whole league as well.
United
in
don't struggle when
Luke
they have
Shaw.
their full back line. They haven't struggled this season when they've got their full back line that often.
Who was the back for against
Haven't
Liverpool?
struggled. Whoa.
I said
whoa.
very often.
Can we get the
very
Google
often.
on that one?
Very often.
Whoa. Whoa.
When their full team starts.
I'm basing it off my eyes, no results. If I close my eyes and Ake wasn't wearing City and Licha wasn't wearing United, they were both on the same team. I'd prefer Ake over Licha based off what I've seen this season and for what's to come. Especially if Ake ends up staying. Even if he doesn't stay, he's gonna end up leaving to another big club and still performing there because that's the player who he is, right?
I've been an Ake supporter for a while, you know, even at points I've said he's better than VVD, you know, this season, and people called me crazy. Amenyah's been in the same camp as well for a very long time, but I'm just saying it's very funny that I had to fight people about Ake for a very long time, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, no brainer, Ake's class. It's like in like a space of like 2 months, suddenly he's like this amazing thing, and I had to argue with people like 2 months ago. So I just find it very funny.
No, because I wouldn't put Akanji in this convo. I put Ake there because I think Ake is really good. It's not because he plays for Man City. Akanji, Akanji played very good against Arsenal. He's had like some good games as well, but I don't think Akanji would be cooking at any other team.
No,
like,
I
the
agree.
Same way that
I
Ake is,
agree, but again, if you had this convo about Akanji, a lot of people listening to this podcast right now would consider Akanji an incredible centre back. Let's be honest.
They will.
Yeah.
But
So,
unfortunately, you're having a conversation with us at the moment.
No, I know.
Give you
But
your opinion.
I, like I said, I'm not heavily arguing with you. As I'm just
Actually, wait, I lied.
I'm just
Sorry,
having
I
a
lied.
discussion
Ali
about-
puts Akanji in his top 10. My bad.
He
I
did.
forgot.
He did.
Ali
to
put
be
it.
fair. And we obviously combated him on that when he did that. So
Yeah. I lied. My bad.
yeah. So, but no, I'm just like I said, I'm not completely. It sounds like I am like fully, but I just like I said, I like to have a discussion about points that people make because some people do change very quickly. Just ask.
Yeah, well, I've kind of given my points anyway, so yeah, I'm like 70-30 towards Ake. Ali, obviously, you are a Akanji enjoyer, so your thoughts on Ake versus Leach?
No, I like Ake, innit? As a former Chelsea boy as well, you know what I mean? I've always liked him, but I feel like in 3 years' time, I don't think he's still going to be at Man City, innit? I think they probably will replace him next, like in terms of upgrading. If they were to get someone like Guardiola or something, I don't think he gets into the team anymore. So I feel like for that reason alone, Martinez was probably better positioned to be better than him in 3 years' time. Like Martinez is more important to that United team. I'll be surprised if Ake's still playing for a top team. Like when I say top, I mean like top 6.
Ooh, you don't think
Yeah, I
top
don't know.
16?
I think just a little side point. I think Ake is so much better than Gavardio. I expect right now anyway. Obviously, Gavardio's for the future, but I think Gavardio would come and Pep would be like, I don't know. I think I still need to play Ake, to be honest. I'll be real, but
whilst he like gets accustomed to the team, you know how Pep likes to.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
hold
sure.
everyone back.
He likes to give
him.
him a year. To be fair, normally, yeah.
Fair enough. So just to confirm, Ali, so how far are you going towards Leacher on this?
65-35.
Alright, cool. So we got like a right mid, 2 centre mids, and a left mid now. Right mid was a bit techie because some of the players we've spoken about in previous videos and stuff, so I had to make it a bit interesting. Recency bias versus what we've known beforehand. We're gonna go with Antony versus 2-goal Kulusevski.
Ooh.
Is there any way that people believe that Antony may somehow be him in 3 years? I am obviously a massive Tottenham hater, but a Tottenham hater who has liked Kulusevski from when he arrived. However, it is important to note that he keeps on getting dropped for 1 goal Richarlison on the right wing. But I'll leave the floor with you guys because I want to see what you lot are thinking about this.
I actually hate.
What did I do, Fed?
No, not you, Anthony. I actually cannot. Everyone know I cannot stand this brother, man. I don't know. It's one of them that he could really prove me wrong, but I don't care about this one. I just don't like the way he plays football at all. I don't rate him. I think it's one of those that if Man United really want to challenge for stuff, I don't think a player like Antony can be in the team. Obviously, United fans want Osimhen up top. Osimhen can't play well and thrive under Rashford on one side and Antony on the other. It's just going to be 3 guys trying to outdo each other for metrics, and then you've got Bruno Fernandes chipping his hat in as well, going, do you know what? I'm going to shoot from 35 yards as well. I do not rate Antony's team.
So would you have preferred if I made this Sancho versus Kulusevski? Would that have been tougher for you?
No. I don't. I still think I would side with Kulusevski. I think he's just getting hurt by a very, very poor Tottenham team across this season in terms of the way they play, the style they play. He hasn't been allowed to be as free as he was the season before. So I don't know. I'm going Kulusevski just because I absolutely cannot stand Antony. I'm gonna go 100%. 10. 100% 0. I don't care. Pull me up.
Fairs.
Clip it.
No, Fairs. I hear it.
I
hear it. Me, I'm like 80-20 for like Kulusevski. I do rate his thing. Obviously, it's just I have to note that it is quite interesting that you are getting benched. Like I said, for Richarlison, we can make excuses about Conte and Stellini and Ryan, whoever it may be, but it's just something to note. Where of course, the conversation was previously about Saka and him. One person has gone on leaps and bounds whilst this one is sitting on 2 goals or whatever. But there we go. Ali, your thoughts on this one, mate?
Yeah, this one's a weird one for me, cause I don't really rate Antony right now, but when you look at him, I think he's got a lot of attributes that kind of make him someone that could be dangerous, innit? Like under the right management or the right coaching.
Name me 2.
I think he could be attributes. He's skillful, which means he could beat a man if he was a bit more.
Have you seen him beat a man? The only time I've seen him beat a man was Dan Burnley. He went back.
I haven't seen him beat a man, which is why he frustrates me, innit?
I'm messing. Sorry, go. I am messing.
That's why he frustrates me, because like you seem like you could take on him. You got all the flair and that to be able to take on players, but he just doesn't seem like he's interested in it at times. He could actually become a decent player, become a lot more effective, and use the kind of the tools that he does have. Like his left foot is dirty. He seems to be able to get in the right positions to fall on the end of stuff, even if he's playing bad. So I think he could actually end up being quite cold. I've rated Kulusevski a lot last season. Now, not as much. It's been a bit quiet this year, and I do have a feeling Antony's going to prove me wrong. So I'm going to put. I'd have more of my chips on Antony. Probably like 60-40. This is probably one of the closest ones so far. But 60-40 to Antony for me.
Yaz, your thoughts on that?
I think from my experience of watching United this season, The only good thing that Antony made me realize is how rubbish Sancho is most of the time and how lazy he is. He is a positive player, but a positive player will not win you trophies. I feel like Kulo's been hampered by injuries this season, I think, and he's on a terrible Spurs team, so you can't really full on judge him. But if you judge him last season when they were somewhat solid, there is a structure there. You saw how important he is. He is way smarter than Antony on the ball. He is dangerous, always a threat.
Agreed.
I'm going to go 30-70 for Kulu.
Okay. Just one interesting point. I have obviously gone Kulusevski, but, you know, again, as a Tottenham hater, I start to think of these points. Kulusevski has, you know, one of the best strikers in the universe, Harry Kane. Antony's doing it with Weghorst. Just something to note down for you guys. But nevertheless, we'll move on to the two centre mids. And this one here, interesting. Here we go. I'm warming up for this one. We have Enzo Fernandez versus Caicedo. Yaz, you will kick me off on this. You will kick me off on this.
100% Enzo. I'm
Okay,
going 100
let me hear
now.
why. Yeah, let me...
I'm tired of me just explaining Enzo every week. I'll be so honest. I'm tired of
Now
it.
you have to. Now, because after yesterday, woo!
No,
Good,
obviously,
yeah.
but like he is suffering at Chelsea, but it's the same thing with Kulusevski. He is suffering with the team. You can't judge Chelsea signings players basing it off the World Cup, of Benfica, of River Plate, of what I know of Enzo. He is better than Caicedo because I feel like Enzo's passing is way better than Caicedo, especially his long range passes. Caicedo will move in the summer. He will definitely end up at Arsenal, in my opinion. I think that's a perfect move for him. Certain guys would think Jorginho's better, but I think overall, from what we've seen so far, Enzo's just, it feels like Enzo is a step ahead in the race. Even if Chelsea is burned down, really, he's gonna move to a big club like Barca, Madrid, a club like that, right?
He's there for 10 years. You never know, mate. But first,
I'm not sure, man. All these 10-year contracts, man. If he gets relegated, who's stopping him from leaving? Really? I've just been an Enzo fan since I started watching him.
yeah. So it's interesting that you mentioned him being a step ahead, and you mentioned Jorginho as well. Last week, of course, you brought out the little notepad of Bellingham mistakes. So you can't see the screen right now, but what I've got with me is a massive book, right? And when I opened that, I looked towards yesterday, right?
Yeah, go on.
Bear with me, guys. And I've got 3 moments within the space of about 12 minutes. Minute 17:32, he dummies the ball free of charge to let Odegaard directly score to make it 1-0. He let the ball go through his legs. Don't know what he heard, if somebody was speaking English. I don't know what happened. Minute 20:58, he was beaten by Jorginho to a 50-50 ball. Jorginho. That's you man's club legend there. He almost got a Ballon d'Or with you guys. Minute 30, hand in the air asking for offside right before the third goal went in, even though VAR exists. So I find it fascinating that when it comes to Bellingham, you've got your little notepad there saying I can rate a player but speak about the bad things. But when it's Enzo, there's nothing bad about him. It's just a bad team. It's remarkable. Me personally, I know what Caicedo is on. Even if I don't know where it's gonna go, I'd like to think it's Arsenal, right? So I'm gonna go with Caicedo heavy. But I'm sorry, I've now watched Enzo live in the flesh twice, and remember last time I said he put in the worst centre mid performance I've ever seen in my life. This might be the second worst. Because he was bad yesterday as well, bro. He was bad. Don't get me wrong, Kovacic wasn't good as well yesterday. But from when I keep hearing about Enzo, I don't think it matters what system you play. You should be able to complete your nice 5-6 yard passes. You should be able to at least challenge for tackles, go up for headers. That doesn't matter about where you're playing or who's your manager. It shouldn't have to take Graham Potter or someone else to say, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, go for that header, mate. Don't get beat by Zinchenko for a header, mate. But alas, Mav, obviously you have some strong thoughts on these players. Caicedo, you said Jorginho is better than him right now. What do you think about this matchup?
I would love a counter on the times I am misquoted on this whole situation. You can literally go back and watch the, well, it depends how you edited it as well, but you can go back and watch the conversation. I said for the future and from the summer onwards, Caicedo is better. I did specify that
No,
clearly.
but you said this
let
season,
me land, because
right now
you
he's
seem
better.
to like misquoting me, so apparently you need to listen for a 15th millionth time. But
I'll put a clip in, go on.
For experience going for the title on a short-term transfer, which Jorginho was, I thought he was the better option because we haven't seen Caicedo outside of Brighton. And I have specified that so many times. So again, when Yaz misquotes me, and everyone else loves to misquote me and say that I think Caicedo is no good and Jorginho is clear and will be clear forever and all of this nonsense.
No one says that.
Overall and
no,
all of
you're
that.
Making that up.
You're
making that up.
Yaz
no one's saying
quite
that.
literally just said I think Caicedo shit. So
no, he didn't say that. How can you say what? How can you say he literally said and then say something that he didn't say?
Will definitely end up at Arsenal. I think that's a perfect move for him. Certain guys would think Jorginho's better.
You're making that up.
Yaz
no one's saying that.
Literally just said I think Caicedo shit.
You said this is not even my opinion or misquoting. You said
yes.
I agree with what you said beforehand that going forward, whatever Caicedo in the future or whatever.
Yes.
You said first and foremost, yes, this season Jorginho's a better signing to win the title. You then said there's no way you think that Caicedo is a better footballer than Jorginho right now. That's a matter of fact. If you like, I can put the clip in the video. You said that,
I
and
said
I asked you again.
I
said, "Are you sure?"
No.
You didn't
for a big club. I did say that. I did say that.
You said there's no way you think that Caicedo is a better footballer than Jorginho.
So you could man. Come on,
I'll still take
Caicedo is a better footballer than
Jorginho.
Jorginho. Come on, man. No, man. No.
Why can I not believe that?
You can't.
I'm gonna back Jorginho anyway, but for 5 months, you let me get.
Come on.
You let me get Caicedo.
Come on.
Who's better right now, Caicedo or Jorginho? I think it's just Caicedo.
Come on, man. Caicedo is playing for Brighton. But in the context of the convo we were having, which was
you'd still be wrong either way, by the way. You'd still be wrong either way. Okay, so who's a better footballer right now then? Let's confirm this. Who's a better footballer right now? Jorginho or Caicedo?
I still think to win a title with experience,
who's a better footballer?
Who's a better footballer? Probably Caicedo.
Okay, cool. Because that's not what you said. That's not what you said before, but cool.
Anyway,
up to this
Caicedo.
one.
But I will add my opinion on Caicedo, and I'm gonna.
No, we heard that one. We heard that one.
Again,
cool. Caicedo versus Enzo.
No, on this Enzo one. So with Caicedo, for me, a big issue consistently with players that play for lesser known clubs with a lot less expectation on them. When they sometimes move to bigger clubs, they don't perform as well or as expected. I don't know with Caicedo whether he can slot into an Arsenal team and look amazing. He might do. Enzo Fernandez for me is we've seen what he can do again at Benfica. I didn't see it at River Plate, of course, and I only saw it at Benfica and Champions League games, the odd Champions League game I watched. And obviously I've watched him at Chelsea now.
What game was that? What Benfica game was that?
What do you mean? What Benfica game was that? For example,
which one?
Group stage games when they played at PSG, for example, right? Yeah, Maccabi Haifa, maybe. That dead team.
You watch Benfica versus Maccabi Haifa first. Okay.
Yeah, because we got BT Sport. We sit in a Discord. We have them all on when they're on, right? So anyway, I don't know why I have to explain that. Anyway,
no, I just was interested. I didn't watch them, so that's why I was intrigued to know which game, so I can maybe look it up myself.
Cool story. Anyway, so for me, I think Enzo is a better football player, actually.
Cool. So I'm
going to go
percentage,
70-30 for Enzo.
Cool. All right, Ali, you joining Yaz on that 100 and...
Put me down for that as well. Yeah, 100 to 0. Yeah, put me there, because I feel like this one might even be borderline disrespectful. Enzo's been on the big stage. He's done it. He's performed. You know what I mean? We know what he's about. We can't judge him now or take points away from him based on two not so good performances. Two non-amazing performances. You know what I mean?
Like I said,
especially
we'll
in this Chelsea
it's all about
side,
3 years. Some of these, they can look disrespectful, but in 3 years' time, they can either be like, oh wow, it's actually kind of a good comparison, or you can look at it and say, what the hell? How do we even think they were going to be close?
3 years' time,
that's why we do it, you know?
Caicedo will be rotting on the Arsenal bench whilst Enzo Fernandez is challenging for the Champions League. That's what will be happening in 3 years' time.
Of course he will, mate. Of course he will. This one is going to get clipped and shipped. But fair enough. All right. Yeah, that's a bold statement, but fairs. I'm going. Give me 75 Caicedo with room for improvement if he
What?
goes Arsenal. Room for improvement if he goes Arsenal.
It's okay.
I'm not convinced by what I'm seeing from Enzo, man. I'm not convinced by what I'm seeing so far. I didn't watch River Plate, man. I didn't watch that stuff, so you know.
Since the Chelsea season is over, Amenyah just gave me a mission for the rest of the Premier League. Let's note down Caicedo watch in my notepad.
It's not even an Arsenal player yet. But I'm telling you, look, I've got the book. It's a red London
honestly,
book because
I
it
really
symbolises
hope this
what
Caicedo
colour London
lives
is.
up to what you man have.
No,
have
he
said
will,
about
he will.
it. He has to be absolutely insane the way you guys have spoken about
No,
him,
all he has
honestly.
to do is be better than Jorginho, which is not that hard. I can't lie. That's all for me to be right. He's still be better than Jorginho.
So technically, he has to finish third in the Ballon d'Or list.
Ooh, good
Second,
point.
If you want to use
UCL and the UCL and Copa America,
second.
same year.
UCL, Copa America, a couple trophies to be better than Jorginho.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
no
the crazy
worries.
one.
Let me go and ask Ecuador to win. Cool.
They can. They have a
No, no. Funny you bring up nations there because in other player comparisons, you won't have a problem using nations, will you?
For example.
I'm not gonna say it. You know. Everyone knows what I'm referencing there. Everybody knows.
No, but we were comparing something of what I expect Caicedo to do. That's not going to make him better or worse than the player, but there we go. Next in the mid.
Everyone click.
Go on, just say it. You want to say Mbappe? Go on.
I don't want to say it. That's why I haven't said it.
It was the first thing that came to your mind.
No,
I'm not
aware of what I'm referencing.
But you know me. I don't care about if he gets third in Ballon d'Or. That's not going to make me think that someone's a better footballer than someone else.
It doesn't matter. I don't know how you didn't understand what I was suggesting, but
no, I got what you mean. Listen, if they want to go and win the Euros, they can go and do that. But we'll see. Let them qualify first, I guess. Let them qualify.
Yeah, all right.
Next in the mid pairing, here we go, man. We're halfway through. All right, Willock versus Bentancur. What are we going with? Recency bias,
man.
Recency bias versus Bentancur.
This is lose-lose. I can't lie. This one here is lose-lose. You've set us
Champions
up
League
with this.
Willock. Champions League Willock.
You
know what to go for some recency bias, no? 8 goals last season to keep them up when they were about to get relegated. Willock changed the course of Newcastle United's history when he did it.
He's
that
also
signing has changed it.
He's also the guy that brought in the public Saudi investment fund because of him.
Yeah, exactly. It's all down to him, man. When you deep it, that's a massive integral part. Of course, he's now added Trivela passes to his game. He's now got his goal scoring back. Bentancur sitting somewhere on the injury table at the moment. But I guess, yeah. Personally, hey, listen. Haaland through and through. You give me 38-62 towards Willock. You give me Willock. I think Champions League Willock especially, we're going to see him on the big stage. Wow. I can't wait for that.
What is Champions League Willock? Like, as in Willock when he's in the Champions League or like...
As in
Newcastle in the Champions League
they're not
now,
in it
so
yet.
he's going to play in the
They're
Champions
going to
League.
play next season.
Has he ever played
Bentancur's
Champions
not
League
gonna play
before?
there.
Has he sniffed it?
No.
But he's about to. What's that?
No one's
about
saying
to.
he has played in it before.
What's your argument
I'm
here?
confused how you're confused here.
No,
He
I'm
will be
confused
playing
as
in
to
Champions
what...
League. In 3 years' time, he will have played in the Champions League because they're playing next season, right?
Unless he
don't
gets
dash him
sold
in
in
the
the summer.
summer.
I don't think
the
it's happening.
confusion.
My confusion is,
Okay,
are we meant to be expecting him to do something in the Champions League based on what?
No, he's going
I
to
think he's
just play
cold,
in
then.
it. He's in
He's
it.
going to
Newcastle
be
are in it next
Champions League
season,
Willock.
so he's playing in it next year.
So he's going to have a Champions League
Bentancur
appearance.
is not.
He's gonna cook, Ali. He's gonna cook. You want me to say that? He's gonna cook. He's gonna cook. There you go.
Yeah.
He's gonna cook.
Newcastle-
Well, it depends if they're 3rd or 4th seed or whatever, but he'll cook. Let him get a good group, he'll cook.
Newcastle are going to the Champions League with Joe Willock and Dan Burn. That will definitely happen.
Insane.
Yeah,
isn't
don't
it?
worry, man.
It's
Don't
actually
worry.
insane.
Don't worry. Let's go.
Uh,
All right, well, go on.
This is tough because one guy, like, his leg doesn't function, and the other is in an informed team. It's a setup here.
That's why you sometimes recency bias. Do you want to get caught? Do you want to get grabbed by the recency bias, or do you want to think long term? It is 3 years, So
The thing is, I don't rate a single English midfielder. I can't lie to you. Like I rate some of them, but I think they're mostly overrated and
We were
overhyped.
made aware of that with your juice.
we seen your book, mate. We seen your book.
I think I'll go 45-55.
Okay.
Because of Champions League,
Towards-
Willock. Let's see what he does, right? So
Well, so you're going on Willock's side, yeah?
No, Bentancur.
Oh, okay,
No,
fair enough.
no,
Alright.
Bentancur.
Okay. You never know. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Ali, your thoughts, mate? I guess you don't rate Willock. Hearing what you just said, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like. I think he's got good moments, you know what I mean. But he's not. He's not a top player, innit? He doesn't belong at the top stage. He doesn't belong in the Champions League.
You could have done with
Yeah, I
Willock
mean-
yesterday, to be fair, but yeah, okay. Fairs. Your midfield
Could've
got
done with a lot
overrun by
yesterday.
Odegaard, Xhaka, and Jorginho. You know how mad that is. That's a bit like concerning. How can your midfield get overrun by Odegaard, Xhaka, and Jorginho? That's like the least dynamic, athletic midfield.
Lampard
You'll
goal.
find any serious
Kante
team.
was our third striker. That should tell you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Kante was all over the place. Kovacic just disappeared in 2023, so
Oh,
it's
Kovacic.
basically a one-man midfield.
Oh, yes.
Fair. So where are you going on this then? It's like you going all the way Bentancur?
Yeah, 80% Bentancur. Unless he gets like another injury in these 3 years, I'm 100% sure that he'll be better than him.
It's
So
just his injury
80%
record.
Bentancur for me.
The thing is, I don't even disrespect Bentancur in terms of I don't think he's a bum, I don't think he's meaty or anything. What I do think, however, is that if Harry Kane leaves, it could be very, very long for Tottenham. With the way Son is playing right now, like I don't know who's going to be their firepower up front anymore. So having Bentancur,
Big Rich.
Richarlison missed one
Big
goal is
Richie.
like. I like him as well. I don't even know how he only got one goal this season. I actually liked him before the season. I still do, especially his character. I like his character, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I don't see Tottenham being a serious team going forward. So it's whereas Newcastle are going to go from strength to strength. Of course, the issue is going to be if they replace or upgrade Joe Willock at some point.
When
We'll
they
see.
replace him.
I'm already seeing a name.
Don't worry
To be fair,
about
so
that,
it's,
He's
it's
really
not looking good for him.
Fair enough. Mav, where you going on this?
I actually really like Joe Willock. I actually think he's a lot better than people are making out for him to be here, specifically Ali. And his end product's starting to come a little bit more. I think both of these guys are very, very run-of-the-mill centre midfielders, though. So you've kind of set us up here. Because I think Bentancur, like most footballers, is a very system player, and I think he works in a slow, methodical team, you know, with a 5-back, a very Conte way of playing. I don't know if he'll be very good in a very dynamic, fast-moving midfield. I've got my England shirt on today, so my England hopes are I would prefer Willock, so I'm going to go... who cares? I'm going to go 80-20 Willock, who cares?
Cold.
And it's actually got
cold.
nothing to do with football, it's just, why not?
Yeah. No, fair. I hear it. You never know. You could look cold in a year's time or something.
Not really, because I just
Finally
stated
people-
that I've just kind of just flopped, just done it.
No, but
because why not, so.
they'll use the screenshot. They'll forget about the video. They'll use the screenshot and just see Mav's head all the way on one side and be like,
True,
wow, look at this
true,
guy.
true.
He knows ball. Fair enough. All right, left mid. Here we go. We saw them both yesterday. It's Martinelli versus Mudryk. I'm hearing Mudryk's going to get Ballon d'Or nomination soon. That's what we're being told by people high up in the Chelsea ranks. We're being told by Mr. Cotto for 11. We're being told that obviously Martinelli's massively overrated. So, I'd like to know, Ali, 3 years time, Mudryk or Martinelli?
Get that rat Martinelli out of here, man. Put all my chips on Mudryk. Bro, every game I see him, yeah, he gets
put my
better.
chips like he's playing poker. So.
He's all in, man. He's all in.
Every day I see Mudryk play, he gets a little bit better, and it's not a lot better, it's just a little bit better.
Really?
But there's little glimpses. Fam, we all saw him put
Just confidence.
Ben White on his bomb. We all
Really?
saw
Is that
that.
what you call it? So you mean when
We all
someone
saw
so
that,
when
we
someone
know.
slides in to block something, that's called being okay. And bear in mind,
Yeah,
nothing
when
came
nothing
of it, so
came
that's
in,
interesting.
like he didn't cross it when he slid.
I mean, to be honest, Ben White is probably the
No, but
best
that's the whole
defender
point,
to do
fam.
that too, because he loves a nibble. We've seen
That's
that.
that's the whole. Like if he doesn't like there's some things that happen where people would say that they got sent or something. Okay, let me tell you, Van Dijk got cooked, right? He got chopped.
Oh,
that was a
yeah,
chopping.
yeah, exactly.
When he was
Oh.
doing the twister, that's getting chopped. Like Ben White's thing was, I'm sliding to like preemptively defend the cross that you're about to put in, and he just didn't put it in.
My
Like,
pet
I
peeve
feel
as
like
a defender,
Yeah.
because you have to go for it. So like, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
he's
So I
sent
don't
him.
like when
It's
defenders get cooked for that.
Because I was
Yeah, you didn't
doing
get
my
sent, bro.
job. Like
you didn't go
sorry,
anywhere.
mate.
Like, do you know what I
It's
mean?
like
You
when
didn't go
it's
past
like when
him.
the keeper does it to a striker that's pressing them, and he cuts
Yeah.
one way, and there's "Whoa, you got sent." It's like, I have to. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want me to do?
You have to, but you
Nah,
can also.
I'm not hearing
there's
that,
also
man. He didn't go
anticipating
past
it.
anyone.
Can't lie.
Nah, he didn't go past anyone. I'm not having that. But you can have your 100% Mudryk. Feel free. Yaz, are you joining him there?
Bro created the most chances on the pitch yesterday, I heard.
Yeah, good for him, bro. Just knocking it along to Mudryk and whoever was playing at that point.
I'm gonna join him, but not 100. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 60-40.
Hmm.
Just because there's a player there. Listen, if Mudryk
Hmm.
flops when he has a tattoo that says "talent ain't enough," right? Then that guy, like Chinese league, is ready for him, bro.
I hear
Listen,
it. I hear it.
That's
I hear it.
actually mad true. I can't lie.
I think it's pretty obvious where I'm going. I'm going to be right next to Martinelli. We're going to be face to face having a calm conversation about how smelly Mudryk was yesterday. Couldn't handle the lasers in his eye, but at least he can
Jeez.
whip in random crosses to short players and
The fact that he
nothing
did
come
well,
of it, man. So.
the fact that he looked confident with lasers and gives me more of a hope, really.
Unfazed, you know what I mean? Nothing
Yeah,
phases
yeah.
him.
Also, I found it weird.
I reckon it was Ben White's lasers in his eye. That's why he also went for the slide. By the way, the lights was because when you're trying to laser from that far, you can't really get it accurate. You kind of wobbling the laser a little bit. So I
Yeah,
think
he
it
was
went in
quicker than
Ben
it,
White's
bro.
eye.
He was quicker than
That's
it.
yeah. I hear
Uh,
that. I hear that.
I found it weird how you guys were booing him when he was begging to join you and you just didn't offer the money.
Don't find it weird. This is Arsenal. We 10 years ago we booed Higuain in the Emirates Cup because he signed for Napoli instead of Arsenal. So don't be surprised when we start booing people. Like, end of the day, some things are only an issue when Arsenal do it. For me, I can't. That's funny. Like,
No, it was the
you
first,
spent this
yeah.
whole time, yeah, and they're like, oh, look at these weirdos. Why are you booing him? I mean, you still went to Chelsea, whether you wanted to come here or not. You still went to Chelsea. You still accepted their offer. You're loving Chelsea or whatever. So you have to hold that, bro. The same way, like Danjuma, look how rattled everyone was about the Danjuma Everton Spurs stuff or whatever. Obviously, it doesn't matter now because he's been media and hasn't even played. But I think these things are just part of like football banter. Like we know he was meant to go to Arsenal, he didn't. Hold those boos, like Aubameyang. You were great for us. I really loved you when you were here, but you went Chelsea now. Dry your eyes, mate. Go and play.
I booed Aubameyang, bro. I booed him myself.
You know what I love? The whole stadium, yeah, was singing. No, I think Chelsea fans started it, right? For like 2 seconds, they were like, super Frank. And at that moment, the 1-0 happened. And then the whole stadium was doing super Frank. And the Chelsea fans started walking out. I loved it. They were like, what do we even do now? Because why the Arsenal fans singing super Frank Lampard? But anyway, yeah, I'm going all the way Martinelli. Mav, it's left with you for this one, pal.
I'm really torn by this Mudryk don because on one hand he's far too sharp not to be a good player, man. Sometimes the movement I've seen from him on the ball at times is just absolutely ridiculous. Like there's no way you've got that ability to move that way and you're just a dead player overall. But then also with Martinelli, he's the opposite sometimes. Like Martinelli does not look good on the eye. Like he's I call him the English Brazilian all the time because he's so kick and run, it's unbelievable.
Whoa.
Wait,
Did you not see
let me
wait.
land.
No, let me give you an example. Remember that time where he controlled it on his back against Tottenham? Huh? How about that, guys? How about that? That's Joga Bonito.
But he's absolutely deadly at times. We've seen end product can be taught, you know. End product can be improved on with the right coach. You know, Sterling is a massive example of that at City. He obviously adapted his game massively. He had all the natural talent in the world, but he just didn't have the end product. I don't see how he's going to be bad, but it's such a.
He doesn't have to be bad. He probably will be good.
It's such an unknown. I
The
don't
comparison
know.
with Martinelli, innit? So
I
he
don't know.
might still end up good.
Does
But
to him.
I don't know. I'm gonna go.
get a grip, man. Pochettino, man.
Do you know what? I'm gonna rat it because this is genuinely how I feel. I'm gonna go 55 Martinelli, 45 Mudryk.
Welcome. Bro, Martinelli's already. Like,
Wait, Ali, why
Mudryk
me?
wishes.
You said sat on the first one, bro. Don't
And
you
by
dare
the
boo
way,
me.
look at these man talking about people being booed. Yeah, this guy's booing someone for his pick on a podcast video.
Toney sat on the
Yeah, I'm
freaking
channeling my
freaking
inner
fence,
Arsenal
kicked
there.
one and wants to start booing me.
No.
Standard Chelsea fan, man.
Mudryk
Boo
in
anything.
his dreams would love to shoot like Martinelli, bro. Martinelli already has the shooting on lock. He's got that dog in him, which Mudryk, again, he was crying on IG last night.
Wow, he does now.
would never,
Martinelli
ever
didn't have at the start, let's be honest.
No, hey, no, whoa. If there's one thing Martinelli's always had, it was the dog, bro. Martinelli has
I
always
mean the
had dog.
shot and stuff. Like when he first came to Arsenal, he was a little bit.
No, I like his shooting. I think his main issue was his dribbling. That's all. Like his shooting is. I would say he's one of our best finishers at the club since he arrived. It's the fact that his dribbling and maybe decision making isn't what was like up to par beforehand. But now he's deep in that. Like he's not got to be doing like 58 step overs and do like rainbow flicks and that to go past people. He's just way faster and stronger than most
genuinely
fullbacks.
really
So,
like Martinelli. I really do.
Him against Carl Walker-Peters is the one. I know, like, obviously Southampton, yeah, they're the worst team. Well, Chelsea's the worst, but Southampton is like the second worst at the moment. I saw him cook Carl Walker-Peters so many times, and that's a good fullback there. Like, it's not like any slouch. That I realized, okay, cool, he is the truth. Like, no matter what, he will just give you the longest of long days. So I'm backing him all the way. But fair enough. We move on. Our last 3 players. We have a 10. Attacking mid, a 10, whatever you want to call them. There's going to be debates as always. But welcome back to Chelsea. Mason Mount versus Eze.
Eze.
Mav. Eze. Go on. I know you, so you know, Mr. Mount, you can play for any team in the whole world. Go on.
This is potential in Eze versus a player we've seen it from. You know,
I'll take Eze right now. Current Eze, I'll take.
Yeah,
Eze
of course you would. You're like the flyer of this Mason Mount, like against Mason Mount flag. But I don't know. I just with Eze, I don't like backing potential because it can always blow up massively. Whereas again, Mason
that's how you
Mount,
make the most money on stocks, man. That's
all Mason Mount has to. No, I know, but all Mason Mount has to do is go back to what he's already done. Whereas Eze has to start doing things he's not done before. I'm gonna be the logical person I am and back the player I've seen it from, and go 60-40 for Mason Mount. But again, that's massively dependent where he goes and who he plays under.
Ali?
100 Mason, 0 Eze. You know what I mean? I feel like this is again rather disrespectful. We're comparing a Champions League winner, a key member of a Champions League winning team, to Eze. You know what I mean?
Eze's gold, fam.
That's a serial.
Ali,
Ali, aren't you the one that was saying? You were the one that was saying use your eyes and that. What you the one that was talking to me about how like Olise is the best player in the universe because you use your eyes. What do your eyes tell you about Mason Mount then? You're telling me about UCLs now.
That's a good point. Wait, you rate Olise?
Yeah, I do rate Olise and I rate Eze as well, innit? But he's not done.
So how is it
what Mason Mount's done?
Yeah, how's
he's
it
not
disrespectful?
Yeah, but it's not about what they did beforehand. It's about in 3 years, mate. It's about in 3 years.
Yeah, in 3 years' time. In 3 years' time, Mason Mount will be at his peak.
Hey, you just spoke about Champions League winners. You put Olise over Coman, brother. Just remember that. I want you to remember that. Coman.
That's besides the point.
I know you're talking about Champions League and integral parts of Champions League winning teams, and Coman wasn't over.
It's still because the difference between the two. Hold on.
When they've got no argument, they bring out the
Eze.
CO pictures, man.
If we're talking about the eye test, like Mason doesn't fail the eye test. He doesn't fail it at all. He's had he hasn't had a good season this year. He's had an injury. He's had a
what's Mason Mount's best
injury all
attributes?
season.
Give me his 3 best attributes. Mason Mount, his 3 best attributes. Number 1, he listens to instructions.
This is insane, by
Number 1, he listens to instructions. Cool. Number 2.
He works hard on that pitch. Number 3.
Oh, so he listens to instructions and he works hard. Yeah, go on. So that's 2 things that I can do. Go on. Number 3.
Can you do a half turn?
I don't know.
No, I can't, to be fair. I'm not a good dribbler at all.
I don't even want to answer the question anymore. I can see where it's being taken.
No, because he know the answer. That's why.
You give Mason Mount a job to do on the pitch and he'll do it. Whether it's that you want him to chase the ball around and keep the team solid like he does for England. You know what I mean? I don't think...
What you described to me there is Conor Gallagher, by the way, but it's cool. No drama.
No. Don't disrespect Mason like that. Conor Gallagher.
No, that's what you what you described to me is Conor Gallagher. Like he listens and he works really hard.
Mason Mount's got tech, bro. I bet everyone go search up Mason Mount's skills in it and just see what comes up. Like people love to act like Mason Mount is some dry English.
Okay, that's now on the list here. There was one name beforehand that I would say I would never go on YouTube and type in this guy's name with skills. That was Mo Salah. You've now added Mason Mount to that that list.
Yeah.
If
Bro,
I ever go on
I
YouTube,
don't know about this
and
one.
type
Mason
in
Mount
Mason
has
Mount
got
skills,
tech. He's not Phil Foden
somebody
level, but he's
call
got
the
tech.
police,
He's not
bro.
Conor Gallagher.
Nah, Mason Mount has tech.
He's
like,
got tech. He can
yeah,
take a man on.
no one's
You're
going on
gendering if you
YouTube
don't
to
believe
watch
he is
Mason
a
Bro, go
Mount
ask
skills.
Liverpool,
football player.
man.
He's got
Come on.
no technical ability. He's very.
But no one's going on
gifted.
YouTube for that, bro. Come on.
No,
This
no,
sport
I
is
agree.
finished,
I
man.
agree.
I used to
No one's
Google
going on it, and that's why we're
Googling
here.
Mason Mount
I used
skills.
to-
I need to see the Google searches
Me-
on that. I need to see
me-
the actual analytics because it must be freaking low.
Like, I thought you were gonna say
I'm
free
not
kicks or
having that.
something. I'll
Yeah,
say, you
same,
know what, Fairs, I'll
same.
let you have that. But
What?
skills,
He scored
nah,
two
I'm
free
good,
kicks, man. He can't even take free kicks like that. He scored two
Yeah, and it
free
was a
kicks.
bad free kick.
Like,
But
it's
if you mean
not.
that Villa one, it was right at the keeper, but fair enough. It's cool, man. Yaz, are you joining him on this 100% Mason Mount thing, or?
Yeah, I am.
Interesting.
There, like,
Okay.
a lot of Chelsea fans think I hate him. I don't. I just hate certain stuff about him. The fact that he doesn't look up when he's driving the ball forward. Sometimes his weight of pass is inconsistent. But what he's done, the stats he's dropped, the eyes, as you would say, it's just Mount for me. I'd go 70-30. But Eze.
Did you guys notice how when it came to Mason Mount, he was happy to list off any of the negative things, but when it was Enzo, it was just about the system. He didn't mention a single negative trait about Enzo. Just some food for thought.
I haven't seen
Some
anything
food for
yet.
thought. Let me get 60-40 towards Eze. Let me back my boy. Eze, he's a low. The only issue is I would go higher, but I have no, like, he's not being linked to any bigger teams, and obviously Crystal Palace are just
Normally a reason
gonna
for
be.
that.
I swear he's injury prone as well, which doesn't
Yeah,
help
he
him.
is. He is. Yeah, he is.
No, he has been, but I'm hoping that can change in the next couple of years. That's the only reason why I'm not putting all my, as Ali would say, all my chips there. I'm putting a couple chips in, but nevertheless, we move on to our striker. There's two striker matchups. This first one, no trolling. This one is actually kind of tough. I'll be honest with you. I don't even have an answer for this one yet. We have.
Great.
No, it's generally it's a tricky one. We have Isak versus Toney. Isaac versus Toney.
I know where I'm
I
going.
wrote
with
this one down, yeah.
I know where
I
I'm
said,
going with this one.
all right, you start then. You start since you know.
I'm pretty heavy in Isak. A lot of people are like, oh, Isak doesn't seem to have been that great of a transfer for Newcastle. And I said I think Isaac's got a lot about him. People kind of call me crazy as always, and that he was only good back in the Euros, you know, for Sweden. He's got so much to his game: pace, dribbling for his height as well. Look, I think Toney's great as well, but I just think Isak has a higher potential. I'm gonna go 80-20 in Isak because again, I think where Newcastle are going, unless Ivan Toney moves, if he does move, this screws me completely.
Ali, an East African there in Isaac. They're calling him Swedish, but you know we know what he's.
Yeah, no one's there. That's my East African
Isaac
brother.
versus Toney. What are you thinking about that?
It's tight, innit? Because I think
Tough,
age
innit?
makes me want to swing it to Isak, but if Toney gets that move to like a big team next season or this season coming, like I think he could kind of put himself up to that level that he needs to be. But I think Isak could actually kind of go like beyond that level, innit, where he's playing for one of the best teams in the world.
It's a really tough one because I obviously was probably the first flyer of the Ivan Toney flag. Well, Tyler's gonna go and say he was liking him at Northampton and whatever. That guy is forget about him. Yeah. Aside from him, I've been there screaming Toney to like go when it was before even CR7 vibes. I was like, yo, listen, Toney should go to United. Forget this Ronaldo guy. Go and get Toney. Arsenal, go and get Toney. Again, this one is not they call me crazy, but I'm hearing voices. People were legit saying that there's photographic evidence of this. Even it was on the pod that said it actually. So I said that time ago.
You've backed Toney and
I've
Bashman for a
been
while
there.
now.
I have, so yeah. So, but it's tough because obviously Isak, when he first arrived there, obviously injuries and whatnot, he looked great against Liverpool on his debut. He bagged 2 or whatever. Or there was like an offside goal. He looked really good, and I liked him. There was a goal he scored against Spain in the Euros, I think it was. My only issue is Toney's age. He's obviously a little bit older, and of course the betting thing. Like, are they gonna pack him in for doing a couple accas? I don't know. I don't think they should, but if he does get bagged for those accas, long day. I am gonna go Isak just because I like watching him play. I like watching them both, but I like Isak. Obviously the dribbling is crazy. Even when he bags, like his shot style, I like it. The way he can hit the ball in the roof of the net from crazy angles. His celebrations are cold as well, so it makes me want to back him even more so for that reason. But I have to keep some allegiance towards Toney, so I'm gonna go just about Isak because of the age. I'm gonna go 55-45, but that's really
fair.
that's really. This could change next week and the week afterwards. I'll be honest with you. It's not one where I can be like a hypocrite. If he goes to a new club, once I've seen that club, I'll do the video again of the same two players, and I'm sure my answer will be different. But I need to know where he goes.
I'm gonna go 50-50 here. Can't lie to you.
There's got to be a 1 somewhere. 51-49. Like, you have to go somewhere.
I'm not, because as you said, Tony got the
He's the graphics
betting
designer too.
thing,
He can
right?
do what he wants.
Oh, trust me, I'll edit and I'll shift it somewhere, bro. I'll move his thing.
the thing about Isak, right? He's had the issue at Sociedad. I haven't seen it so far at Newcastle. He is hot and cold when it comes to big chances. From what I've watched from Newcastle as a 25% Newcastle supporter,
This guy, fam.
He-
This guy's already claiming other clubs. Yeah.
he feels like he's better off the left and then Wilson up top.
But if we are twisting your arm to give us 1% in one direction, where are we going?
Isak, obviously.
Cool. Last one then. An interesting one. Darwin Nunez and Julian Alvarez. Where do you guys think Alvarez will be? Will he stay at 6? We know what he's got, right? So the reason why I've done this is because obviously Nunez is going to be a starter at Liverpool. We know he's a chaos guy, but he's going to get numbers. Alvarez, clearly, we know what he's capable of. He comes off the bench and he bags almost every time. But will he end up being another one of those guys that just Pep's like, you know what, I don't even need you, bro. Like, go bake off with some other team.
I actually really like Julian Alvarez. I think he's an absolute bad boy. I think if Argentina made the mistake of keeping Lautaro Martinez in the team over Julian Alvarez, they do not win that World Cup. Not only did he provide them a goal threat, which is insane to be able to do when you're doing two people's running, absolutely ridiculous player. He comes in at City, he'll play a cam kind of position, he'll play a wide position if needed to. I think I'm just gonna go all chips in on Alvarez. Honestly, I think I just really like him.
Fair enough. Is someone else going to join him on the all-in, or is there any hope of a potential Nunez?
I'm gonna be for Alvarez, 90-10. I need to double check, but correct me if I'm wrong. When was the last time Nunez started for Liverpool? Ever since Jota came back from the injury.
He hasn't started for a while.
Yeah, good question to be fair. Because I had him in my so rare team.
Yeah,
And
he feels like he's always.
was he
bench.
injured for a bit? Was he injured for a while?
And Luis Diaz is
Yeah,
back now as well. So
but
scary
recently
times.
he's not injured, and the last 4 Liverpool matches I've played him, he's always coming off the bench. While
That's true,
Alvarez,
that's true.
if anything, I thought before they changed to this 3-2-5 madness system, I thought Haaland's best
You put it in the post
performances.
play.
Yeah, Haaland's best performances was when they both played up top in a 2-striker system. He's gonna be up there in like top 3 strikers in the world.
I'm gonna go a bit closer. I'll go 60-40 Alvarez, but I think Nunez will explode in it at a certain point where it's like,
Oh yeah, Nunez is your top 10 striker of the season. I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, true.
no, Nunez, like, he's all like, this is what he looks like when he's not. Nobody's quite sure what he's doing. He's not sure if he's doing. Klopp's not sure if he's gonna play him like next week. If they do kind of build a team around him that kind of creates for him, I think he'll explode and he'll be crucial to that Liverpool team, which I think makes him maybe a little bit close to being as valuable as Alvarez, because I don't think Alvarez will ever be that guy at Man City, and he's got a cap to how valuable he can be.
No, that's a valid point, and I think he has this thing as well. He's been playing far better when he comes off the left, as opposed to striker where they thought he was going to be. But the issue is they have Luis Diaz, Jota. If they want to add that Carvalho brother or whatever, I still think he should be starting for Liverpool under whatever front three. I think he should be in that. Diaz, Nunez, and Salah probably is like their best three, like in my opinion. I just don't like Gakpo like that. I'm just not moved whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Jota, obviously, Jota bags, like, sure, but Jota's like a good option off the bench, in my opinion. If everyone's fully fit and firing, Nunez should be starting. Julian Alvarez, like I said, we've seen what he's on. My only issue was, of course, is he still going to be there in 3 years? Techie one, but I'm gonna go like, put me 85, put me 80-20, put me 80-20.
I genuinely think Haaland leaves City before Alvarez, in my opinion.
That's what he better hope happens if he wants to be.
Because I mean, Haaland has stated himself multiple times he wants to dominate every league and he wants to play in every league. I think Pep's trying to make him almost not KDB. That's the wrong to say that, but he is kind of trying to make him that behind role, and sometimes he's playing him in that behind role when KDB's not in the team in this new formation. Nunez still scores more because the way Liverpool play, but I just think Alvarez is just the better football player. I think Nunez is a stats guy, and I don't think he's a good footballer to watch. I think he's another kind of Salah in the making, but I just think Alvarez will be the better footballer for sure.
No, I enjoy watching Nunez way more than that Salah guy. It's just it's funny. I enjoy watching Nunez. But fair enough. Listen, that is our 10 stocks there. I'm gonna have the graphic of where all our faces are and everything, so you can screenshot it, clip it, ship it, whatever. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a like. Let us know in the comments where you are going as well, because we need to see who's gonna be like, oh yeah, I always knew. Leave in the comments the same 10 that you're picking. Other than that, yeah, listen, follow all these man on their socials, blah, blah, blah. I guess like it on Spotify if you want 5 stars. Subscribe, of course. And hold that Chelsea. Nothing personal in a bit.
What was the need?
Tell me about it.